Hello YouTubers, Larry here, WD0AKX. Right now I have a Hallicrafters model S-38C on the bench here. Just going to do some cleanup on it and clean some controls. But this was a radio made between about 1953 and 1955. Still in good working condition. As you can hear, I'm tuning around the 6 megahertz area tonight during the evening here with about a 10-foot piece of wire for an antenna right now, so not much for an antenna. It did have the main tuning on the left and the band spread tuning on the right. The band spread is used for fine tuning the signals because it's kind of hard to tune everything in with the main dial. You can do fine tuning. It's got an AM CW position, speaker and headphone switch, 4-position band selector and an on-off volume, and a receive and a standby switch in case you want to do some transmitting with a separate transmitter. This radio was not a high test radio at the time. It was kind of a lower end radio somewhat. It was more inexpensive, so a lot of people were able to buy them during that time that couldn't afford the higher price radios, so they sold a lot of Hallicrafters S-38s, and there was various models from the 1940s up into the 50s of the 38. This radio does have a hot chassis on it. What that means is one side of the line cord that you plug in to your AC, 120 volts, it's a non-polarized plug, so depending on which way you plugged it into the wall, one side of that line run directly to the chassis. So if you plugged it in the wrong way, you might have a chassis that is hot with 120 volts on it. I don't know why they made them that way, but they did. I need to do a modification on mine and put a polarized plug on it. Otherwise, if you're sitting on a basement floor, cement floor or something, and you touch a chassis, you could get a shock off of that. Here's the back side of the radio. You can see the tubes, and this radio is in fairly good condition to this day. Like I say, it still works fine. I don't power it up all that often. I don't use it very often, but it's kind of a fun radio to power up once in a while and play around with.
Eens meevallen, woensdag spelen of zeg je van dat wordt sowieso tricky? Nou, dat is meevallen.
El espacio que llenaría su padre, tanto que aún se manifiesta de manera tan persistente y hermosa. No por gusto de algunos que piden 3 días de licencia para matar.
On the previous frequency that you were tuning, we reduced the signal level by quite a few dB. So as you can imagine, using this antenna, amigo Aurelio, is not very comfortable because you must retune it constantly. But for people like you, having to deal with extremely high noise levels in your vicinity, then the tuned magnetic loop antenna is, according to my experience, practically the only alternative.